All right, welcome everybody. My name is Thomas Mullen, and my production company, TGM Productions, is looking to make a documentary on the great Stan Lee. The reason why we chose him because he made a big contribution to pulp culture by way of through comic books via the modern superhero. What we intend on doing is make our introductions on Stan himself. We mentioned about we mentioned about his passing and how his loss will affect the comic book world. And since we're used to seeing him in the movies, that'll lead to a void that'll be open. And we'll put in stock footage of interviews with him. Then, of course, to have the scenes from the movies that he's been in. And we intend on also having interviews with the actors who portrayed some of the characters in the movies, like Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Zoe Saldana, Scarlett Johansson, Karen Gillan, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and any more we can get. We also want to do interview with his family, his friends, and any of his co-workers and business partners. We'd like to put in give a brief history on his life and his career from his military, the time he was served in the military to the time he got his start as like an intern at the comic book company, which eventually became Marvel Comics. Then to end the documentary, plan to give a brief tribute to Stan himself, wrap the interviews up along with final footage, and end it with Stan Lee's catchphrase where he says Excelsior. Now we have to look at the budget. What we need is, for the many things we have to have, like the cast for interviews, we're looking to since we're going to need try to get these actors I mentioned and more if we can, we're going to need $10 million per actor. Well, we're going to use stock footage which we can get off of the internet and interviews with others, the family, friends, business partner, and that. Plus, we're going to need the money for the crew, and of course, feeding these people. We need to hire a catering company for a couple of days. Then, of course, everybody's going to need someplace accommodations for the couple nights. And it's going to come to a grand total of $459,022,500 that we are requesting and hoping that you'd be generous to give. And our timeline is we're going to try to conduct the interviews for 5 hours per minute interview, or 3 hours per 5-minute interview. We're going to take 2 hours for editing, possibly more. Formatting will take 5 hours, which probably might take more. And we're hoping to make a feature-length documentary approximately 2 hours. And we want to get this done by May 1st of 2000, or we want to get started by May 1st, 2019. And we hope to tribute to a great man and let the world know about his contributions to both the comic book world and the movie universe, and how his creations have paved the way for future comic book creators as well as writers and aspiring movie makers. And with your contribution, not only make sure you have a return on your investment, but we will give you film credit as well as an advanced screening and possible early option on DVD sales. Thank you, and I hope you're not stingy with your investment.